morning, everyone. I'm in the dog spa. Right next to our synagogue, we have a dog spa right across the street. And these dogs get a lot of royal treatment here, as you can see. They're very friendly. And dogs come here and get beautified and groomed in Palm Beach style. You may wonder why I'm in a dog spa giving a Dvar Torah, and that's because dogs are featured very, very prominently in this week's Torah portion. In this week's Torah portion, the Torah says that when a Jew has non-kosher food, the Jew should take the non-kosher meat and feed it to the dogs. And why does the Torah say you should give the non-kosher food that you have to your dogs? Because the Torah says when the Jewish people left Egypt, the dogs did not bark. And because the dogs did not bark, the Torah says we should reward the dogs by giving them our non-kosher food. Now, Rashi comments on this and says, look at what the Torah is teaching us. That God rewards every creature for their good deeds. Even a dog is rewarded by giving the non-kosher food of the meat. Non-kosher meat of the Jew is fed to the dog because the dogs didn't bark when the Jews left Egypt. Now, if God rewards dogs, how much more so does God reward human beings for their good deeds? Now, right after the commandment not to eat the non-kosher food, but to feed it to the dogs, the Torah says, "V'lo sisa shemei hashav," do not bear false witness. And the question is, what is the connection between feeding your non-kosher meat to the dogs have to do with not bearing false witness? And our rabbis explain in the Talmud that a person who bears false witness, a person who gossips and slanders, is like a yelping, barking dog. They're no better than the dog. And indeed, there's a famous saying that says that a dog that will bring a bone will take a bone. Meaning to say, if somebody's a gossiper and they share gossip with you, you could be sure they're like a dog that will take your bone, your stories, your gossip about you and share it with others. There's a famous story about the Chafetz Chaim, who wrote a book about not speaking gossip. That someone once came to him and said, I gossip, what should I do? How could I make amends? How could I atone? And the Chafetz Chaim said, take a feather pillow, go up onto your rooftop on a windy day, and tear open the pillow. The man didn't understand how that would be an atonement, but he did it. And then when he came back to the Chafetz Chaim, he said, I tore open the feather pillow on a windy day on my rooftop. Am I forgiven? And the Chafetz Chaim said, no, not so fast. Now you have to go, and you have to gather all the feathers and put it back into the pillow. And the man said, but that's impossible, because the feathers have blown all over town. They're in every courtyard, in every street. And the Chafetz Chaim said, that's exactly what gossip is. Your words have been passed on and on and on, and they're all over town now. The words have spread far and wide, and it's impossible to retrieve them. And therefore, it's very, very difficult to undo the sin of Lashon Hara. So let's remember to show gratitude, as God does to every human being for every good deed. And on the other hand, never to be like a dog that brings a bone or carries a bone, but rather be like a dog who is loyal and faithful. And that's why the word kelev is from the word kilev, like a heart, because the loyalty of a dog is unparalleled. Let's show loyalty to one another by never bad-mouthing or besmirching or speaking negatively behind people's backs. Have a wonderful day.